Hello students. Today we will discuss about heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition, it is a kind of nutrition where the organisms, they do not make their food by themselves, but instead they depend on other plants or animals for their food directly or indirectly. For examples, animals and fungi. So you can differentiate autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition in this way. In autotrophic mode of nutrition, the organisms prepare their food by themselves, whereas in heterotrophic mode of nutrition, the organisms, they totally depend on other organisms for their food. Now, heterotrophic nutrition, we can find it of three types. Firstly, it is holozoic nutrition. Here, the animals take in solid food and break down inside the body. That is, amoeba and other animals, including us human beings, we take in solid material and is broken down inside our bodies and is supplied to different parts of our body for functioning. And next type of heterotrophic nutrition is saprophytic nutrition. Here the organisms, they feed on dead and decaying matter. For example, fungi like bread mold, you can see in breads, no, the green color things, yeast, and also the mushrooms, they feed on dead and decaying matter. And have you observed mushrooms? They mostly grow on the dead logs, and the moist things and all. And next, third type of heterotrophic nutrition is parasitic nutrition. Now these organisms, they live inside or outside other organisms and derive the nutrition from it. For example, I think you must have seen cascata plant, that yellow colored plant that is mostly found in, I think, tree, wrapped in the trees, so that they derive nutrition from that trees. And next other things is tick, lice, lice, you can find it in your hair, leech, and also the worms, which we find it inside our body, that is called ascaris. Now this parasitic nutrition, it is of two types: ectoparasites and um, endoparasites. Ectoparasites, they live outside the host, like leech and all, whereas endoparasite means they live inside the body of the host. Now, how do these organisms obtain their food? Firstly, we will talk about the unicellular organism or the single-celled organism. And for us, the most easiest example is of the amoeba. Amoeba, it takes its food by its entire surface, as we have already discussed this in class 9 also, that amoeba takes in its food through its surface by its false feet, that is known as pseudopodia, by protruding, by taking out its false feet called pseudopodia. You can see here in this diagram, this is the picture of amoeba, and you can see this is the food particles. And as I told you, when the food particles is there, the amoeba totally tries to capture food by its pseudopodia, that is false feet and all. And after engulfing this food inside, the food vacuole is formed. And we all know that amoeba keeps changing its shape. It will be easier for you to distinguish between amoeba and this one is not food, this one is nucleus. And see now, after protruding false feet, that is called pseudopodia, Amoeba engulfs it food, then it is diffused to all parts or supplied diffused or supplied to all parts of our body through entire surface only. You can say it by simple diffusion and all. And next one is Paramecium. Now Paramecium, I think it is slipper like it is okay, it is having a slipper shaped structure with cilia all over its body. These are the hair like structure and it is called cilia. Now this cilia helps to capture the food in any part of the body, forming food vacuole and all. Now let's see this all in detail. Now process of intake of food by amoeba. It is firstly amoeba. It creates a false feet that is called pseudopodia. With the help of pseudopodia, amoeba captures its food, then take it inside, and there the food vacuole is formed. Now the food is digested. The digested food is diffused to all parts of the uh, amoeba, and the undigested food move out of the surface and is thrown out through the body itself. And next in Paramecium, we can see Paramecium with the help of cilia. It is a hair-like structure present all over the body of Paramecium. It captures the food, and from the specific place where the food is captured, food vacuole is formed. Then the digested food is supplied to all parts of the body, and the undigested food is thrown out through an anal pore, or it is called cytopide. Now that was about the unicellular organism. Okay, now I will give you some basic information about the process of nutrition again. This is for your information, kind information. Keep it in your mind. Now the simple, again there is a definition. The more there is the definition, the more it will be easier for you to understand. So the nutrition is simply the process of acquiring food and utilizing it for nourishment and maintenance of our body. And nutrition consists of 3 steps. Don't forget that. Sorry, 5 steps. Don't forget these steps. Number 1, it is ingestion. Ingestion means taking in of the food material. Next one, it is digestion. During the process of digestion, the food is broken down into simpler one from the complex food. Next one, it is absorption. In the process of absorption, the digested food is moved to different parts of our body. And next is assimilation. In this process, the food product, digested foods are utilized all over the body. And lastly, it is egestion. Egestion means removal of unwanted waste from our body. Nutrition consists of these 5 steps. Please don't forget it. Ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Now, last here is an important sentence for you to understand, which will make it easier. There are different organisms. They utilize different nutritional process as it depends upon the source of carbon from where the food is taken. As I told you, some of the organisms, they feed on grass. That is that their grass are stationary. That means they don't move from one place to another. And some other organism like animals and all, they depend on such stationary source as well as the mobile source. Mobile means it can move from one place to another, like any other organisms. Now let's study about the human digestive system. That is this one, nutrition in human beings. So before that, please draw the diagram of this 6.5, figure 6.5 in your diagram. Sometimes it comes in examination just to show the process, so the steps, so please, or to explain it also. Next we will learn about nutrition in human beings, not the other animals. Okay, we will learn about human beings. Now, in human digestive system, digestion of food takes place in the alimentary canal. Now, alimentary canal is made up of various organs and glands, and in this alimentary canal only the process of ingestion, digestion, absorption, and egestion takes place, whereas assimilation it takes place in our whole body. Now, firstly we will learn about the alimentary canal. Alimentary canal, just look at it in the diagram. It is here. Now, alimentary canal is a long tube which starts with mouth and ends with anus. That means from mouth till it goes here comes the small intestine and large intestine, and lastly here. Now, this is the alimentary canal. It is a long tube. Now, this alimentary canal consists of esophagus, obviously mouth also, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and anus. Now, firstly, we will learn from where the food is taken in, that is from the mouth. We know that we take in obviously food through mouth. In mouth, teeth are present which helps in chewing and grinding of the food. We know that teeth helps in making, crossing foods into small pieces. Then with the help of tongue, the food are rolled and swallowed to the esophagus. Now, while we are chewing the food, the salivary gland is present over here below our tongue. The salivary gland, it secretes saliva. Saliva means ral in Nepali, ral bhन्छ. Saliva, it helps in lubricating the food. That means making the food moist. Moist means चिसो बनाउँछ, गिल्लो बनाउनुमा help गर्छ सलाइभाले. And plus salivary gland also secrete mucus. Mucus चाहिँ it is, mucus को definition, it is like this: it is a sticky gelatinous material that lines our lungs, throat, mouth, nose and sinuses. चिप्लो चिप्लो हुन्छ, त्यसले चाहिँ के गर्छ भन्दाखेरि it protects these things from these things, mouth and all, from external external factors and all. Then salivary gland, it also secretes, next is salivary amylase. This one, salivary amylase. This salivary amylase, it helps the starch to convert into glucose. Now remember, when we take in food inside our mouth, we chew it with the help of teeth, and with the help of tongue we can obviously taste the food, but moreover we can roll it and swallow it. But while chewing, we can feel that food is lubricated by saliva. But that is not only saliva, it contains mucus and salivary amylase too. Mucus also, it helps in making the food sticky, that helps in formation of bolus. And salivary amylase, it helps starch to convert into glucose. Don't forget that the process of digestion, it starts as soon as we put food in our mouth. Now, after chewing it, we push the food into the esophagus. Now, from here, it moves to the esophagus. Esophagus, it starts from here, mouth to till stomach. It is the longest one. Now, in esophagus, food is swallowed in bolus. Bolus means like के भन्छ भन्दाखेरि घाँस जस्तो सानो सानो डल्ला डल्ला पारेर, while we push it inside in the form of bolus by contraction and expansion of muscles of esophagus to the stomach. The muscular contraction and expansion of esophagus is called Peristaltic movement. Now this one is important. Peristaltic movement is important. Why this peristaltic movement is important? Because this movement helps to push the food through the alimentary canal. Now the after chewing and all is finished over here, के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ food is pushed through the esophagus to stomach. अब यहाँदेखि यहाँ आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ जुन यो एक एक गाँस आउँछ that is called bolus, bolus, and the movement, this esophagus will contract and expand. Why? Just to push the bolus from mouth to the stomach.